Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly?
Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him?
We would be honored if you would join us.
Yeah!
Whoa! How did he get here?
Wow. Lightsabers now!
Oh, yeah, I have mine. Hold up.
Star Wars Wars. Wow, this is all professional. Good job, Brian. Why am I here? I have nothing.
I'm gonna go old school on you.
Yeah, we need to have you in the.
I
we need to have you in the Darth Vader helmet. So that's...
Yeah, I have a few Star Wars helmets. Yeah.
And you didn't wear it?
No, I just got off. I just got off work.
Hey, so this one is mine.
Yeah,
and it's white, baby.
That's my
Check
kids
that
day.
out.
This one is mine.
So this is the one I designed at Galaxy's Edge.
Nice.
And then it's a white blade.
Okay. Okay. And do they sell white blades over there, or is that from a different manufacturer?
No, it's they sell all of the crystals there. So actually, I've got one of every color that they make. So
really,
when
you can manipulate one crystal.
Yeah, well, no. You get. I'll show you. It's just different crystals.
I've seen them before.
I hate taking it apart. I hate it.
The thing is that what you can do is there's a microchip in there. And
oh yeah, I know. But you know what? It's not. But you know what? That's not cool because look, that's not cool because look, here's the deal. You don't get this. You don't get the little container, right? So you see there my white crystal that's in there, and I like having the white crystal because you put it in there. But then, it's not cool because I thought about manipulating it and just doing that and saving $16 per.
Yes.
But then you don't get a yellow crystal and a green crystal.
And you buy the black one, which also is red.
So, well, yeah. So you can't just buy the black one. It's just like random because when they first came out, these things were clear, so you could see through them. But the black one, they started putting a little piece of paper inside because people were holding them up to light or putting their flashlight of their and so you could see that they were black. So people were doing that, but they stopped that. So that you can't do that anymore. Otherwise, I would have tried to find a black one, but no.
Phobic's not here.
Phobic, that's
Phobic's everywhere. Phobic's everywhere.
We are all phobic real quick, just to welcome everybody here. Smash that like button, guys. It's going to be a fun show today. Our panelists are very anxious to let us know who they've chosen as the character that got the worst treatment in their respective trilogy. Here we go. So Bat Dan's in the house. So how did Darth Maul loose in episode 1? If the high ground, I'm supposed to be an automatic victory. Well,
his clothes are a lot looser.
He got real loose from the bottom half of his body.
He got all loosened up.
He got loose. He got real loose.
I wish that Maul would have, after he cut him in half and he was falling down the corridor, he was like, "I hate you."
I was
Mad Max is here.
Turned on.
I'm here and I'm
Old
here.
Man's here. I'm curious to see how this goes. Well, so are we.
Me
we
too.
haven't had this episode yet, so we don't know how it's going to go.
Are you going to
Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
Who said what?
Let the battle begin. Mladen's here. McLovin's in the house. Whoops. Enoch has everything. He does have everything.
He's got a problem. He's running out of room.
I'm debuting right here, Ryan, on your show, my new chair.
Oh wow!
Nice. I thought you were talking about.
Where'd you get that at Costco?
Yeah.
How much was it?
No, I got this at a yard sale. My other chair, I'll show you. My other chair, I've had for 20 years, and the bolt fell out of the bottom of it the other day, and the whole thing just kind of went. And I told Tiffany, I'm like, I need a new chair, and she's like, you don't really need a new chair, and I said, yeah, I do. I've had that one for 20 years, and so I got this at a yard sale. Got it for $80.
You go to yard sales during the pandemic?
Heck
yeah, that's how you get
not?
coronavirus.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize that. Okay,
Did you
I won't
sanitize
do
it.
it.
Sanitize it.
Yeah, did
Sure.
you run your lightsaber over it?
Sure. Yes, I ran my lightsaber over it. It's definitely sanitized now. So.
It's sanitized.
Yeah.
It's got corona that's crawling all over it.
I know it's getting late over there. I know it's getting late.
Where?
Bokotov. I think he's in Israel.
Okay. Well, that's about Enosh.
I'm getting late over here.
It's only 5 o'clock in Michigan. It's still early. So I'm wearing my shirt here. It's the
I'm glad you're wearing that one shirt that you have. You know, Ryan, if he only has one shirt, you could let him borrow one of yours at least. I mean,
yeah, I only have one, maybe two.
To my store.
This one, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's actually it's the Otters Strike Back.
Yeah,
they're
nice.
all Otters. I got it at the aquarium where I live.
Yeah,
It's very nice.
Okay.
And the Star Wars shirt they had there. I was like, oh, I'm buying that.
Master of Nuns in here.
I got
well, Master of None.
Same hoodie.
there you
Same
go.
mask.
Talama Parkwall.
Talama Parkwall's in here.
Okay. So
You're a Palpatine.
before we get into the topic, I mean,
geez.
the Talama Parkwall. I mean, I cannot. That video that you guys went over, I can't believe you did a video on that. That was so insane.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. Ryan was talking on his own show. What was that?
No, the Talama Park, however the hell you say it. That was the most insane video I've ever seen. Anyone, especially Star Wars Theory. Like, why would you put out that video? I was so like.
Well, he streamed it, didn't he? Stream you criticizing it,
dude. I'm telling you,
I want to see that stream.
He did a live stream of our video because somebody because somebody tipped him off to our video, and so he live streamed our entire video, guys. And here's the thing, you know what? Star Wars Theory, I got to give it up to him. Here I will. I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna share this. So Star Wars Theory. For those of you who don't know, on our on
the YouTube
on my channel, we do a show. We do a show called 2 Cents on Nonsense, and usually we talk about. Usually we talk about, you know, Mike Zero or Doomcock or some kind of stupid theory or whatever. So this is, everybody knows Star Wars Theory. He's a great guy. Seems to be. He's really mild mannered. He he made the Vader Shards of the Past movie, which is really good. And so usually when he puts out a theory, it's like his theory, and it's you know, at least decent. It's at least based in fact, right? It's at least based in canon or something.
It's thought out. It's thought out.
Here, I got to do this, guy. I got to come around the edge here. Like, you want to just bring me up there, Ryan, so that people can actually see while I'm talking there? I don't know.
All right, fine.
So anyways, you're funny. You're funny. So the thing is that
Star Wars.
Max tipped me off to this video, and so I surprised Johnny, my co-host.
That was Goldman.
Oh, that's right. It was Goldman, wasn't it? Yeah. So we watched this video. We watched this video. Thank you, Goldman. And so, but we watched it on Max's channel. And so I surprised Johnny with this video. And the problem is this is not Star Wars Theory's theory. This is some guy named Toby that sent it to Star Wars Theory. And I'm surprised and still kind of shocked that Star Wars Theory did a video of it, to be quite honest with you, because like Nicotina said, it is like so ridiculously out there. It's crazy. But the whole idea is that Rey in episode 7, it's supposed to like have tipped us off the fact that she was a Palpatine, because her very first lines are when she yells at the little guy who has BB-8 trapped. She yells at him because she's mad, and she yells, Talama Parkwall. And she gets him to right.
Isn't
and
that,
so
I'm a Palpatine. Hey, I'm a
Palpatine.
So hold on, because I don't want to get in trouble again. Hold on a second, because what happens is that they say that whoever came up with this theory says if you take, I don't understand where the T and the A go, but that L supposedly, if you mirror it, it turns into an I, and then you have M from Talama, and then you the P's and the Q's. Apparently the P in Parkwell can be the same, and the A can. I I don't understand why you choose certain letters, but the R just drops off. And then you take the P and the Q and you mirror them. And then you have to put an exclamation point at the end to be able to upside down that and turn it into an I. And then you turn an A into an E. And it's like, what? And then the guy drew this for Star Wars Theory and sent it to him.
Oh, he said that.
And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I still think that this is absolutely hilarious because this looks like a little kid like drew a bunch of scratch.
It looks like they drew it, but they drew it as a joke.
Yeah, it doesn't look real. And because, so the thing is,
I've actually seen this. This is actually from Lucasfilm when they were coming up with the sequel trilogy. So
is it?
Okay. I get that.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. Whatever,
I
Ryan.
diversity. I feel
right. So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Turn to Rise of Skywalker.
So here's the thing. For those of you who did not watch our video, I really encourage you go to the Poindexter Lounge later and watch this video because it's funny. It's funny.
It's really funny. Yes. It's really, really funny.
Nicotina was there.
I was rolling.
I'm telling you, it was hilarious. And so, and as a bonus, we do a Doomcock video afterwards and make fun of that. But I wanted to make clear that we were not making fun of Star Wars Theory. We were not mocking Star Wars Theory. Listen, because I don't put Star Wars Theory in the same category as Mike Zero or a Doomcock, where those guys are like, this is happening. This is like Star Wars Theory has always been, hey, here's an idea that I came up with based on Star Wars, right? He's never said, he's not trying to make, predictions about what's going to happen in the movie. He's not saying anything like that. So I got no problem with that. But this was just something that was super silly that I thought. So we did our video about it and a couple of days passed and everything was fine until Star Wars Theory, somebody tipped him off to it and told him that we tore him apart and that we were attacking him. So he decided to watch the whole video on his live stream.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So our entire video is on his live stream that night from Wednesday night or Tuesday night or whatever.
Did you watch it?
I did. But by the time I got there, he had already watched and he was playing video games then.
Oh, he could write you on.
I'm telling you, but the thing is, I did try to talk in the chat, but by that time, everybody was kind of done and gone. Well,
you have to
here's the thing. He told his people, he said, look, at the end, he's, like you could, because I make a comment in mine, because I didn't know this about Star Wars Theory, because when I found him, but here on the Poindexter Lounge, like we did a review of his, we did a reaction video to his movie. We defended him when we thought it was Disney that came after him for the copyright content thing, and it ended up being Warner Brothers. And then we did a follow-up even afterwards and said, this isn't right. We're glad that they let it go. So like I've actually been supportive. I've been subscribed to him for years.
Yeah,
but these people told
like John Campia. I like the Man of Steel movie.
No.
I'm a Zack Snyder fan.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying. I have never said a mean word about Star Wars Theory ever. And so the thing was all these people came over all of a sudden, even though he told them on his thing, he said he had a problem with the fact that I said that he didn't have much of a following before his movie and that his movie had catapulted him.
Below the belt.
That his film had catapulted him into a new place and he had really parlayed that into a lot of success. And I still say, like, apparently he had like over 1 million subscribers before his movie. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. I was wrong, and I took the L for that. Whatever, right? The
L.
Right? Yeah. I said, and I admitted, okay, you know what? I didn't realize that about him, so that I was wrong about, right? Because that's fine. But so he said that was the only thing is when I said that in our video, he goes, "What?" He says, "I had a following. We had a community before that," and so I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize that, right? No problem. I was wrong." But and then he didn't really get mad. He actually laughed at a lot of spots that we, told jokes. Because I mean, like Nicotina saw it, like how could you not laugh at that whole thing? And so he actually laughed all throughout the video and stuff, smiled. A couple of parts, he took a little bit personally, and stuff. And like he fast forwarded through his parts because where he's talking because he doesn't like the sound of his voice, he said. And so it just was what it was. Well, when he got done, he says, look, these guys have their opinions. He's like, that's fine. He says, look, it's all good. He said, I do take, a little bit of offense with the fact that he said we didn't have a community beforehand. He said, but he's like, don't go bug these guys. Don't, go mess with these guys. Well, of course, this army of troopers comes over to the channel.
That gets people going more when you say
and
leave it alone, everybody. We're going on. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey guys, don't go attack Nerdy in many ways.
Let's go. Let's go.
So all
right. It's so
like,
funny because Ray said that on Justice Con, and he was like, "Yeah, don't go do X, Y, and Z." And the first thing that came out of I think Cole was her name. She was like, "Yeah, kill him." Like that.
Yeah.
I was like,
"Oh, she's like, you gotta burn it down if you have to." I was like,
and so
that's what it was. I was like,
well, so the funny thing was all of a sudden, like I'm watching my phone and I'm getting notifications and they're just like going up, doop 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 of all these people disliking the video and commenting, and all of a sudden I'm getting all this stuff of "you're a bully, we hate you, how dare you try to take down Star Wars Theory, you suck, F you, your wife looks like this, your kid looks like this, you're this and that," and I'm like,
are you serious?
Yes, dude, attacking Johnny, calling him, you're a balding middle-aged man. Who are you to try to, and their whole excuse was,
but he is bald.
He made a fan film,
right, and so,
he made a fan film.
but they're in talking about him, they're just like, how dare you? He made a good fan film.
Yeah, whatever he does, it's always he made.
I mean, like I was telling Max, I made this for a fan film. Does that give me clout or am I good now?
Look,
good?
But see, I want to make clear though, I really like the fan film. So I don't have a problem with that, but that's not an excuse to say you can't ever critique anything the man ever does.
Yeah. YouTube. This is YouTube.
And that's all I said was I came back to people. I said, guys, watch the video. I never attack him. I never said anything personally about it. I wasn't like,
I'm going to use that as an excuse for everything. But I made a fan film.
I never said anything. I never said anything like, like Star Wars Theory sucks or like anything like that. In fact, we propped him up. We said we liked him. And so anyways, I question, somebody even said, this is how your channel ends, with hundreds of fan theory, Star Wars Theories fans coming here
and Star Wars at you.
And I just, what I wanted to say? I wanted to go back. First of all, you guys don't know
the end of Poindexter Lounge.
Yeah, right. I'm like, you guys, I felt like saying this. I felt like because they don't know anything the channel's been through or anything, and I'm like, look, if I can survive Jody's corner coming
after me,
the last
of the Poindexter Lounge have been slipped away,
right? Like what can I say?
Johnny Pop.
So I questioned whether to engage with a few of them, and I actually did engage with a few of them, and then there was
Johnny
one person,
like Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
There was one person. There was one person who was
He's gonna eat Hush's kids. Johnny Pop's like, I'm taking your oldest son.
Right.
I'm gonna put him with your uncle. I'm gonna watch over him.
There was one person. Who was like the leader, and it was like saying stuff like, "Keep going, guys. We're gonna take these guys down. These guys, we're gonna show these guys that they can't do this to Star Wars Theory and stuff like that." Which is the leader. And so I was like, I started thinking about
it was Melissa's world.
No, hey.
No, she's like, take him down.
Are we playing?
So look, yeah. So anyways, listen. So let me finish the story. So then I looked on this one guy's channel because I'm like, who is coming after me? And sure enough, I looked and the video starts from this guy. He actually had a video. He had like a few videos and he had like 6 subscribers. And he comes on and he's like, "Hi guys, welcome to my channel." And I was like,
so it was Dawson.
He's like a 12-year-old. And then I felt bad because I was like, I'm not. Well, hold on. So I felt like I'm not going to argue with him. So I subscribed to his channel and I came back and I said, "Hey man, look, I don't have anything against you. I don't have anything. You know what? It's great that you guys want to stand up for somebody that you like. I feel like if somebody came after me or whatever, or Max or whatever, the people who watch us would stand up for us and try to protect us too." And I said, I get that. But I said, look, guys, it's rewatch what we did. We just talk about the theory, the video, that's it. Let it go, guys. And you know what? Actually, the kid comes back after, I told him I subscribed and he's like, you guys aren't that bad. It's like, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. And then actually one by one, like all these people started coming back to the channel, deleting their comments and saying sorry, and then subscribing to the channel. And so it was actually, I've still gotten a couple of stragglers who are just like, you suck, you effing this and that, and blah, 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 how dare you? And I'm just like, so at this point, I'm just like, guys, just read the rest of the comment section because I don't have time to like keep going on with this. The point is that the next time we do a 2 cents on nonsense, we're going to do a tribute to Star Wars theory. And no, you know what? Look,
here we go.
It's just going to be what it is. I love Star Wars. I even when we go against Doomcock and Mike Zero,
yeah,
it's for fun. It's just for fun, guys. We're not, I mean, Doomcock's an idiot, and so is Mike Zero. But I will say.
I hear this sentiment.
I don't care if you win. I need Kylo Ren to lose.
What a horrible line. That's like CW status.
It is time. I will present this first. For our viewing audience who has yet to see the rules.
A crying baby.
So, what are the rules? Well, here we go. Panelists can only source the characters in their respective saga films.
And Star Wars story films.
About the original trilogy. Darth Maul, you're only going to be talking about episode 1. If you're going to be talking about Phasma, you're only going to be talking about 7 and 8. So there you have that. Panelists may not change their character after their pick has been revealed on the panel. That means that it's pretty much verbatim. The success or failure of the 3 independent Star Wars trilogies do not hold water here. So if you did not like the prequels, or if you did not like the sequels, or for some reason you don't like the originals, but you like the other 2 or whatever, that has no bearing on the character itself. We're only focusing on the character in the film. How were they represented in the films that they were in? And at the end, may the Schwartz be with you.
Wait, Goldman's got a point. So, but Solo's in it.
Solo doesn't matter. Solo is not a saga.
It's a Star Wars story film.
Me back to my graphic.
So Rogue One is out.
Number 1. Panelists can only sort the characters in their respective saga.
Okay.
So that's SAG.
Can I say something, Brian? When you first presented this scenario for this game,
Enoch's just gone.
On Star Wars Wars, he quit already? Winning. Yeah,
he's out.
We won already.
He has.
I thought you meant like who got the worst death. But like you mean like who got the worst?
Who got whose character? Yes, for
whose character got shafted the most?
Pretty much. Okay. So here we go. I'd love to show Enoch, but of course he's seen the films. But here are the deaths, the cinematic deaths, original deaths of each character, and I guess we'll start in order. So the first death that you have here, let me see. There we go.
That Maul face.
We'll go in chronological order. Here's Darth Maul. I hate you. And here is Boba Fett.
Fake news. I picked General Grievous.
Finally, here's Captain Phasma.
Grievous.
You know what? That's better than what Abrams gave Finn. That's a better scene than what Abrams gave Finn. So I don't know why.
So basically, those George Lucas intended for Boba Fett to die. George Lucas intended for Maul to die, and of course, Rian Johnson intended for Phasma to die yet again. That She's is
still alive.
So we are not including Rebels. We are not including what's the other one? Clone Wars. We're not including any games, any novels, novelizations, everything that we are discussing here is in the film, so everyone is on a level playground. Every Star Wars films, not every fan has read the comics, knows the lore, read the novelizations, gets the backstories of everything, understands that Captain Phasma's metal that she has, deflects blaster bolts or something like that. So that's not in the film. Therefore, it does not exist here because
Goldman, I will answer your question because it's under protest. No, apparently not. I was told no, I cannot talk about Boba and Attack of the Clones because it is not in the saga, and you can only go by 3 movies, so you have to go by trilogy.
Right, Boba Fett's character,
but Boba Fett's character transcends
for 4, 5, and 6. But Boba's character, it wasn't the hype for the character. The expectation for the character was only in the 80s. Yeah, 80s. So that's kind of where that is. The backstory of Boba Fett and Jango Fett and the Clone Wars and all that was an afterthought by Lucas because he wanted to make his new films and he wanted to include, yes, you have and that was part of the hype right there that I'm talking about. In the 80s, they didn't have these awesome trailers, that were online, like the episode 1 trailer, hyped the hell out of Darth Maul. Everybody thought Darth Maul was going to be the next huge thing like Darth Vader. Found out that wasn't the case. And the same thing with Phasma. We thought, hey, look, in the episode 7 trailer, walking slow, I have the image, the graphic or whatever for that. Here she is walking slow towards the camera. We're like, oh, so basically we all knew that's the new Boba character. In that it's somebody that's awesome, but probably not going to be treated the best on camera. And you're so without further ado, Nicotina, who have you selected as your candidate?
Your bubble just totally burst, didn't it? Didn't it, Nicotina? He just totally destroyed your world, didn't he?
I was not ready to go first. Damn it. Okay. Can somebody else go first, please?
No.
I'm still debating.
This is Star Wars. This is war, baby.
This is Star Wars.
It's the hard one because you know what? I didn't know that I couldn't use expanded universe and the animated series.
Oh, hey Ryan, would you like to show them the plethora of stuff that I sent to you in preparation for my argument, but I can't use now?
That is null and void.
I spent my week preparing an argument.
And this is not guerrilla warfare. This is
he wants a debate, but not a debate. Nicotina, just say debate that he can win. Just say Darth Maul was screwed over and it's done. There you go.
I've heard that George Lucas is going to go back and reshoot the sequel trilogy, so I firmly believe that Phasma will have a larger role.
in the
sequel trilogy.
Before I but Dawson said that this should be played every time we introduce Nicotina to the show.
Why do I sense we've picked up another pathetic life form?
That's
that's
man. Just wrong, man. That's just wrong.
What are you talking about, Anakin? I'd like to be Anakin.
Okay, so if I had to choose one of the 3 characters, it can only be those 3 characters. It can't be anybody else.
Hold on. Let me.
Can we wait a second? Can we address how harsh that was of Obi-Wan? He's talking about a kid.
It's one of these 3 characters, buddy. They all
what about General Grievous?
Untimely demise. No. Grievous is he's not on the list.
Says who?
Look, this is what I said. I said I'm fine with this new set of rules. I would like to point out to the watching public that this set of rules was delivered.
Cool.
Hold on.
I know where I'm going right away.
I would like to point out to the watching public that it is now 5:30 my time. This new set of rules was delivered to me 3 hours ago.
I realized
Ryan literally. I love you, Ryan, but you asked us to do this over a week ago, and you literally dropped these rules on us the day of.
Yeah, I was trying to. So some coffee. I'm like, what the hell?
No. See, I love you, Ryan, but you literally dropped these rules on us like the last day after you told us to prepare for this and have something ready. And then you're like, oh, no, you can't defend your character like this. And this is what I really meant after you asked us a week and a half ago. Just saying.
So
Come on, Darth Vader's getting impatient. Enosh, he's
okay. So here we go.
This guy is fine.
Three characters, candidates. Who do you choose as getting the worst treatment on screen in their respective trilogy?
I think as much as of an argument it has for all three of them.
The dog in the background?
It's the dog, dude.
That's me. I'm just getting hungry.
I thought that was Max.
It probably is.
I think of all three of them, I think the one character that got the biggest shaft of all three of them is Captain Phasma.
Captain Phasma. There you go. All right.
Because look, to me, the argument's easy.
On, wait. I've got to start you. You got 10 minutes. 10 minutes to present the argument for Captain Phasma. Excuse me, Phasma.
I forgot that I'm timed. I hate being timed.
If you don't take the full 10 minutes, that's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
I got something longer for the other two.
I don't know.
And I do this because only one of our guests is long-winded.
The host.
Here we go. Go ahead.
Talama Parkwa. No, I think that the other two characters, Boba Fett and Darth Maul, they're much easier to talk about and to explain why they got shafted. But I think that Captain Phasma, she was kind of hyped up and built up, and I loved her chrome uniform. I think there was so much more there. She was played by Gwendolyn Christie, who was a great character in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
and I just felt that the way they used her character was she was so underused. Now, my favorite scene that she had was in The Force Awakens when she, not this scene, but when she talks to Finn, when Finn takes his helmet off and all of a sudden he turns around, she's right there, and she's, and she tells him, who gave you permission to take your helmet off? That was the one scene where I was kind of like, oh, she's a badass, And then after that, they just seemed to, they obviously just hyped her up for marketing and to sell toys and merchandise, because her character never really developed into anything really, because I thought she would develop into this character that eventually becomes like a rogue character in the sense that she's not with either faction. She's kind of on her own at one point, but instead she just basically was like this stereotypical kind of like I'm bad guy, I'm general, and then she ends up dying a really pathetic death, and she loses twice in the first one, and then in The Force Awakens she was put down the garbage chute, so you never actually know what happens to her. But apparently she lives, which was kind of like, okay. I think they really set her up to be a badass, and then they presented her more as like a comic relief, because there wasn't anything there. She just became a very shallow character that was underutilized, and there could have been a lot more there that they could have worked on. And they could have built up as well. I mean, hell, she could have even turned against the First Order and joined the Resistance, which they later called the Rebellion, which was like, well, what is it, guys? Come on. And why it wasn't just the New Republic, which would have made a lot more sense to me. That's a whole other story. Okay, so that's my argument, is that I felt that she was underutilized, underdeveloped. They hyped up her character. And obviously they did it for marketing and for merchandise sales, but I felt that the actress that they had playing her, Gwendolyn Christie, could have done a fabulous job with that character, and it's a shame that they didn't give her a better role. Guys, don't touch the camera. That's the one rule.
That's the one rule.
That's the one rule. Don't touch the camera, and they can't help it. They're just like, rule. I have to touch it.
Well, I'm gonna break your one rule.
I know. I'm gonna break your one rule. And that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, there you go. You got through that.
Oh, how much time do I have?
3 minutes.
Wait, how much time do I still have?
You have 10 minutes to create an argument.
That was
keep going.
No, wait. So that's it. That's all I get to say.
There's got to be more about Phasma that's in the movie.
I can go on and on about Boba Fett and about Darth Maul. I just want to deal with Phasma because I knew you two guys were going to choose her.
Well, you could say why you don't think they qualify for the worst if you want to add to it. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, okay. Started in 3, 2, 1. Okay, you started.
Go.
So. So at least with Darth Maul, right?
Yeah.
You have his small character arc. Now it's harder for me to say it because I've seen other things that have expanded upon his storyline. Cinematically, no. I mean, he had a very short stint in the Star Wars universe cinematically, but after he died, that opened the door for Anakin Skywalker to become the apprentice of Darth Sidious. So if he was still there, how would that have worked out? It wouldn't have, because then he would have been in the way. They had to eliminate him in order to make Anakin the new apprentice. Otherwise, Darth Maul would have just been the whole time like, hey, what about me? It's only a rule of 2, right? So then him dying or him leaving that role had to happen. Now, obviously, they could expand upon his character in many different avenues and in different ways. But and then when it comes to Boba Fett, look, we all know that Boba Fett wasn't supposed to be the character that he is now. He wasn't. George Lucas never intended him to be a prominent character, but he's a fan character. The fans fell in love with the character. The fans fell in love with his look, his armor, what's his history, what's his lore. It's so intriguing. Shut the door. And
yeah, Lucas, shut the door on that character.
On the door. And she give me a dirty look. Don't knock over Jason Momoa. But no, and so with his character, at least he got way more screen time. I mean, he was in The Empire Strikes Back. He was in Return of the Jedi. He had dialogue. He had scenes. Did he die an untimely death? Yes, I think he did. But I think that Phasma, because she's also a female character, they had an opportunity to do something really positive and really big with that character. And they completely dropped the ball like they did with the entire sequel trilogy. They completely dropped the ball on that entire trilogy, even The Last Jedi. And Enosh, I know you have your 2-hour rant about why it's such a good movie, and that's fine. But at the end of the day,
it's
the
only
sequel
2
trilogy,
hours because people argue with me.
The sequel trilogy, it falls short in so many different categories when it comes to Star Wars, and really, and with any trilogy that you're building. You
got 8 more minutes. Tell us how.
Actually, I have.
Hold on. You have to go back to the rule. The success or failure of the 3 independent Star Wars trilogies do not hold water here in this conversation.
Oh, so stop it.
I'm just talking about the other 2 characters. That's what I'm talking about.
You can't.
Max said I could.
You can't talk about the other trilogies. You can't talk about their success or failure. So stop it.
Wait, no.
Success and failure
does have more subs than all 4 of us, though, I guess.
You could talk about the other characters in their trilogy, though.
Lord Enosh.
Lord Enosh.
Yes, Lord Vader and Boba Fett here.
Yeah. He surrounded himself with popular characters.
I know. Look at him. He's
got his
army around him.
I love how you don't have any more arguments, so it's become about me.
All right, so let's move to the chat.
No, I'm not
because
done yet.
obviously
he's not done yet.
Okay, all right.
Get off the mic.
Stay on topic.
Stay on topic. Loosen up.
Negative.
Show your shirt. Or Otter Wars.
The otters strike back, baby. That's an otter right there, holding the lightsaber. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, damn it. All right, there we go. All right, so let's turn to the chat and see how they felt you did with your argument for Captain Phasma. Let's see, Lady General. I see this one here. I forgot her name. There you go. Let's see. They yanked out the rug from Phasma. They made a lot of toys.
In fact, if
Barcelona says just joined, what are we talking about?
No, she agreed. She said Phasma.
I know. Here we go. Phasma, that makes sense. Okay,
exactly.
She agrees with you that Phasma had it pretty bad. Enosh's Palpatine stare is scaring me.
He was making a weird face. It was freaking me out.
Let's see. Here we go. So you can call me Joker says the biggest shame in Phasma's death was that she got killed by Finn. This was so unconvincing.
Oh, here we go.
I mean,
Lord Enosh is coming.
Yeah. I mean, you had. We'll talk about some other things later when I bring up who I'm gunning for. But here we go. So Tube Dude says George really buried all the bounty hunters in V. No, it's 5. So
in V.
Yes. Oh yeah, in V. So let's see. Enosh, if you think the trilogy is good, I am a Palpatine. Hold on. All right, we're not discussing the trilogies themselves. If you want to look at the trilogies as far as like having a wars on the trilogies, you can check out episode 1 of Star Wars Wars. We had a pretty good debate on that. And that had Nerdy, Anthony, myself, and Joseph Zodwriter. Yes. Yeah. Ryan Johnson failed her. If J.J. Abrams directed all 3, she would have been treated better overall. That's possibility.
No.
I think so.
He kicked her in the garbage chute.
He did. He killed her. Actually, he killed her on Starkiller Base.
Well, we don't know if.
No, there was no time for her to get. It was they had to run to escape to get out of the blast. And they had the X-wings in the
but her armor protected her
never really gone
from the compactor, really just like Boba Fett's armor protected him from the Sarlacc pit. That's why he spit him out.
All right. So that's the comments. I highly doubt it at Batman. Talking about J.J. Abrams. So next on the menu is Lord Palpatine. And
I took a risk. I took a risk with Phasma. So hey, you got to give me that. These two guys were going to bring her up.
You don't know who we were going to pick.
So, I know who Max is going to pick.
Well, I don't know now if he's going next. I don't know. I have to see what
Lord
happens.
Enosh.
If he goes a certain way, I'm screwed because I don't know what
Enosh.
And who is your champion for the evening?
Champion. Campion.
Does it really matter at this point? We all know where this is going. I'm going to say a couple of things. You all are going to disagree or agree, and then we're going to talk about something else for another 8 minutes because there's not much you can say about any of these characters.
Let me refresh. Okay.
Well, good.
Now, who have you chosen?
Well, I chose Boba Fett.
Damn it!
All right,
I knew it.
You know what, dude? If you want Boba Fett, I prepared for a week, but I can't use any of my material. So, dude, if you want Boba Fett, I'll take Darth Maul. It does it's okay.
No, you already said the name. Do Boba Fett.
That was actually.
I wasn't actually picking something. I was just talking about the hat that was right here in front of me. I was.
There you go. That's what it was.
See, and the action figure, and then I was referencing my T-shirt actually.
So he came in with Boba Fett in mind. Let me start you again because I know you need that time.
Not really.
Are you okay?
So not really.
All right. So why is Boba Fett? Why did he get mistreated in the original trilogy? Boom.
Because Han Solo was worth a lot to him, and Vader didn't really care, but told him, I guess, that they would compensate him anyway. So I guess he wasn't really mistreated.
All right. So, chat. What do you? So here we go.
Enosh, come on.
This is how he.
Well, look, I just here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not really clear, and I know Ryan and I actually spoke like off camera. We actually spoke on the phone about this because I don't know what I'm allowed to really say and what I'm not allowed to say.
I'm gonna. Okay, so let's talk about what you got here.
Look at Baraka or what's his name?
Baraka.
That's boss. That's boss. Okay, so just go back. Hold on a second. Just go back. Just go back because it doesn't really matter. So here's the thing. Boba Fett. Showed up in the film.
What's up, Matt?
The holiday special.
Yes. Well, I can't talk about the holiday special, Max. So,
but that's out too.
The holiday special is not part of the original trilogy.
I can't talk about the holiday special. I can't talk about the fact that they hyped him up as a giveaway toy with a rocket firing thing that ended up getting recalled. I can't talk about the fact that he was in that they later ended up putting him in the prequels. I can't talk about the fact that they ended up making him the basis for all of the clones. I can't talk about the fact that they made a toy. What? I have a rocket firing Boba Fett, but it is the there's literally only a couple of the originals, and those are worth over $100,000. So no, I don't have.
Wow.
Because they never made it into production. They were prototypes. But I can't talk about the fact that basically because he was so cool, they made a clone of him and put him in episode 2. I can't talk about the fact that they put him in episode 2. I can't talk about the fact that they made the clones off of him. I can't talk about the fact that basically the Mandalorian is him in every way, except for now he is getting all the respect that Boba Fett was due. I can't talk about any of those things.
Aquaman.
So this is what I will talk about. I will talk about the fact that they put Boba Fett in The Empire Strikes Back. And from the first time that we don't show the pictures. I'm good. Okay. So from the very first moment that we see Boba Fett, he's with a clan of other bounty hunters, and he clearly stands out amongst those bounty hunters. He's not a boss. He's not as Ryan tried to convince me of earlier, a Forlom. He's not on the same level as a Dengar. He's obviously somebody above because he's standing right in front of Vader, and he's the only one that Vader addresses personally in that lineup by saying no disintegrations. Obviously, there was a history there where he specifically had to point out Boba Fett in that. Also, we don't see any of the other bounty hunters' attempts to track down the Millennium Falcon. And Boba Fett obviously shows himself smarter in the fact that he was just hanging out to see because he had probably a hunch. If I could say probably, I don't know if I can theorize here because it's not technically in the movie. But I would guess that he had a hunch of some kind that Han had done something. Now I also cannot really point, even though Ryan shared this with me by mistake when he was telling me what I could and couldn't say. I really can't even say this because Ryan assumed and said, well, obviously there was a history between Han and Boba Fett, but we don't get that in any of the films. There is nothing that connects Han with Boba Fett in any of the films. All we see is that is not a connection between Han. That's a connection between Jabba and Han. Boba Fett just happens to be there.
Jarba?
No, I said Jabba. Hold on. So the thing is that does not.
Sorry, Matt. Matt's in the chat.
That connects Jabba. All we see is Boba Fett placed in there, just like that Greedo reuse of the costume guy is put in there. So that doesn't connect Boba Fett. It just means that he was there as a wink and a nod to the fans who already knew who he was when he was placed in there. So that does not connect him to Han. We don't see any connection with Han whatsoever in the actual movies. The only reason we even know that Han knew who he was because Han yells Boba Fett right here before he accidentally knocks into him. That's all. That's the only connection Han Solo has to Boba Fett in the original trilogy. So that's all we see. The next time we see him, he is on the platform getting ready and waiting for the only thing actually that we see of Boba Fett that connects him to Han is the fact that he wants the bounty on Han. Mm-hmm. He does not express any kind of emotion towards Han or the fact that he has Han or that the fact that it is Han, that Han is anything special to him in the movie. He looks at Vader and he says, he's worth a lot to me. And so that's why Vader, Boba Fett is the only person in the entire trilogy that stands up to Vader, that talks directly to Vader, and is not killed.
Yeah.
So he questions. I mean, other guys are simply making simple questions or making simple mistakes, and they're being choked to death. Boba Fett full on says to him, challenges him, and says, "Hey, you're going to put him in there and he dies. He's worth a lot to me." And he says, "Look, the Empire will compensate you should anything happen to Solo."
Yeah.
Besides that, when they're all walking out, he says, that Vader looks at him and says that you can take Captain Solo, once it's all done. And he he fights them on the way out. He gets aboard. He has a cool ship that's different. He gets aboard his ship and he's gone. And that's all we see of him. But what we do see of him is pretty cool. It sets him up that at least he is a character that had a couple of lines, that was able to survive talking to Vader. But in reality, he had a great design and he had a great attitude, and that's what people liked about him. But a lot of the hype train that was about Boba Fett is not in the film. So if I can only use the film, I can't say that Boba Fett was this great hype thing, because all we see is that he talked back to Vader basically in Empire, and that he was the one who was collecting the bounty on Han Solo. One of the reasons, if I only have to use the movie based on that alone,
dead.
Yeah, that's what he says to me. He says, "No good to me dead." So
he's no good to me dead.
So that's it. If you look at Return of the Jedi, then he does have this kind of presence about him. You know, when in this scene, this is where Bosch, Leia, walks in, and she just pulled the thermal detonator, and he nods in approval to her when she pulls out the thermal detonator, as if to say, hey, that was a good move. Way to bargain there, and get more money out of Jabba, and not die. And then something that's added in the expanded version, of course, is when he, walks past the one young lady and grabs her by the chin and does the whole little, hey, yeah. I'm a smooth guy kind of thing. So you can see you see you later. So he had a personality about him. Later. Obviously he was set up as a standout bounty hunter masked, cool designed person with a cool ship, who could be the person responsible for taking Han in, who had the respect of others, who had the respect of Vader even. So that hypes him up to be somebody special. If you don't, I guess, know anything else about him. The fact that he blasts off, I mean, we get to see in Return of the Jedi, he blasts off with his jetpack. We actually get to see him use his jetpack, and that's something very cool that nobody else does. Nobody else uses anything like that in the movies. It looks like we're going to have like an actual fight there. He attacks Luke, which is something a lot of people don't do. He attacks Luke. He actually, wraps his grappling hook around Luke. And as soon as that happens, it's all downhill for him, because Luke uses his lightsaber, blasts him, knocks him down, and then he just looks like a jumbling mess after that. He falls down on the floor. Yeah. He gets back up, and then we hear Han yell, because who is it? Chewie's telling him that Boba Fett is behind him. And so he's like, Boba Fett, where? And he turns around and accidentally hits him in the back with the staff there, the skiff staff. And then the jetpack goes crazy and he flies into the side of the barge and he falls down into the Sarlacc pit and dies. I mean, it's a stupid ending to what was set up to be a cool character. And if you know the rest of the character and you understand that 2/3 of the saga is actually based around him, but we can't say that, then it's obviously that they did not do this character justice in the end, because even if he was to die, he probably should have died in a more fitting way. And that's on George Lucas. You can't blame that on Rian Johnson. You can't blame that one on J.J. Abrams. You can't blame that on anybody else but George Lucas, because it was in the original trilogy. The stupid thing burps afterwards. He added a beak to the thing that ate him, right?
Damn it! This is what I was gonna say.
But I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it's not part of my argument. But for as stupid as everybody thinks the sequel trilogy is,
you don't get 11 minutes.
Stupid stuff.
This is cheating.
Bunch of stupid stuff. This has nothing to do with my argument. This is just add-ons. It's stupid.
So let's turn to the chat and let's see what they say about what you just had to say.
Cheater.
You're trying to sway the audience. It was the buzz. When it buzzes, it's done.
Yep.
Or so way before a minute in, it's done.
Master of None. Hey, Master of None. The problem is Jango Fett is cool, but the problem is Jango Fett is basic. Even though Boba's a Fett or clone of Jango Fett is really a clone of Boba Fett, to just put him in the prequels. So Boba Fett's still cool. You just put blue and silver on him. That's it.
You guys didn't draw straws. No. I wanted you guys to pick of your own. I didn't want to give somebody a character and somebody gets a character that they just don't want to talk about.
which has happened to me. I'm next.
Yeah. It's very touching. You almost made him cry. There you go. You have moved our audience. Battlestar Galactica.
That's
ruined
true.
My Boba Fett toy.
That's true. That's absolutely. You know about that, don't you, Ryan?
No. What is that? What is
so,
that?
So what that is the Boba Fett toy had the firing, rocket that was the class, the tail of the rocket that was in there. So that was going to be the mail away toy. There was the big hype up. If you sent in proofs of purchase, there was this, and it even said on the package, this brand new exciting character that's coming to The Empire Strikes Back. You're going to want this character, and you can get this toy early if you send in proofs of purchase. Well, and it's got his rocket firing backpack. Well, unfortunately, Battlestar Galactica put out some toys that had rocket firing things and little missiles and stuff. And a little 2-year-old, I think it was a 2 or 3-year-old, got it wedged in the back of his throat and choked and died. So it was very sad. It's a horrible thing that happened. But because of that, they then went after toys that had small parts and things like that, and so
I knew.
So that's
I
why
knew they did that to the Boba Fett figure.
Yeah, but that's why is because a kid choked on a Battlestar Galactica toy beforehand.
Yeah, let's see. Here we go. Useless in the original trilogy. That
I
is
wouldn't
what
say
Brian
it was useless.
says.
I wouldn't say he's useless. I mean, I think that's a generalization. I don't think he's useless.
Digitally inserted into a New Hope. Yeah, that was again a nod to the fans. Just sort of.
I'll agree with that.
Tissue and throw Jabba
and I'll be the first to say, even as a Boba Fett fan, that cameo is ridiculous because he just walks by the camera and basically looks at the camera as if to say, "Hey guys, I'm Boba Fett. Remember me?"
Yeah.
And now
I was here. Did you know that?
Now I'm in the first one too.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere.
So I always thought Mandos were the same level as Jedi. Then I read that Revan almost killed hundreds of them.
Well, that's another thing I couldn't talk about. It was the fact that, when he originally came out, he was a Mandalorian, but they took that away from him too.
Away from him too. Yes.
So there you go.
Yes. But I don't think they ever called him a Mandalorian in any of the.
Not in the movies. But it was known that he was a Mandalorian. And
he was a Mandalorian.
Yep, and
he's not
anymore.
But what I'm saying, Nicotine, is they never referenced that in any of the movies. That was outside. Exactly. That was
right.
Again, something that I can't talk about.
I need it.
Just like his relationship with Han.
It's inadmissible at this point.
Inadmissible. Not part of
Bat Dan. All right, he comes in hot sometimes. Too bad the redub of Boba Fett doesn't sound like he is talking back to Vader. He sounds like he's being making a polite request.
Yep, another reason why they basically cut his legs off from underneath him.
Yeah, they really did. They really did.
Yep.
See this guy right here. I can't talk this long.
Well, Gavin.
I can't talk as long as Enosh. I'm gonna have to.
Go back to Gavin's because Gavin's actually technically doesn't count because that's part of a different trilogy. So
it's part of no trilogy.
Well, yeah,
Cad Bane was never in a trilogy.
That's true.
He was only animated, and that's it.
But they're making a Black Series figure of him, baby.
Oh, okay.
And I can't wait for that. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. Great character.
Is that the toy right there, Enosh? Is that it right
there? Did you use the one I sent? Ryan, I sent you one.
You sent me in.
Oh, here, put his up.
When I sent you all of my
pictures. Right.
Can I suggest that one for a new episode, the most gruesome Star Wars death?
Let's see.
That's a good one. I
got it here.
Because I'm thinking of Jango Fett's head going.
Well, see, I also said that is technically the fact that Jango Fett was so easily dismissed and with his head cut off, and given the fact that he is basically a clone of Boba Fett put into the prequels just to satisfy the fans. Just to satisfy the fans, the way that they cut his head off. The way they cut his head off and just dismissed him and Mace Windu just goes whatever.
So there's the one you sent me. That's
this isn't the actual figure, but this is what it looked like. And so it's got the hook there. They also have an L hook one. I've got mine over here that I can show it to you. But
it's a real thing.
Yeah, I can show it to you, but it's but
this
is
Can Bruce make like.
These? I think so. Hold on a second. I'll show you. Hold on.
What's up, Chubby Teddy? In the chat.
Hey, Chubby Teddy.
Let's see if there's any other comments about his position. So he's gone, so he can't hear it. So if it's any good, you know. Let's see. Tube Dude said, strong argument. It's funny how many parallels. See, the funny thing is all of these characters fell somehow to their death. Darth Maul fell down a chasm. Hell, Palpatine fell down a chasm too. Freaking Boba Fett fell down the Sarlacc pit, and Phasma fell down. And
Han Solo
where
fell
were
down.
they in that Star Destroyer?
Who didn't fall down?
Elbow cough, elbow cough, elbow cough. So I guess he's sick.
Corona.
Let's see. Chubby Teddy's in the house. DC extended. Enosh, do you have all the Black Series Rebels show line? I can't speak for him because he's not here.
He does. I've seen video.
There you go. Then you heard it here first. And Mladen said Boba is still overrated.
Exactly, Mladen.
Thanks, Mladen. I mean, that's where I was going. Yeah.
So I guess while he's looking, we can go ahead and start Max's time. Are you got it? You're good? Okay, he's back.
Wait till I start so you can fill up some time, Enosh. Let's get the clock started.
I like Brian. No one's ever really gone.
Right. Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
I hated the way
you guys want to see what I handsome
with his long hair. It just looked terrible.
Like so matted.
Yeah, it was just holy crap.
This is only a handful of my Boba Fett. I got 100 of them, over 100 of them standing up in that closet over there. But now I've got over 100 Boba Fett's for you.
Man, that's crazy.
How do you have that many? I don't
because honestly, I'm going to show you. So as you guys all know, I collect. Well, this is my Boba Fett from when I was a kid. That's my original Boba Fett that I still have. And the thing is, that's why I kind of started collecting, was because I had a couple of things from when I was a kid. And so I started, I actually saw a guy named Dan Larson.
Of things?
Well, that's all I had. I just had
I only have a few.
I only had a couple from when I was a kid. But the thing is that I saw a guy named Dan Larson here on YouTube that has Toy Galaxy at this show, and he collects Boba Fett's. He's got over 400 of them now. And so he was talking about how, like, with each Boba Fett that he collected, he realized that, like, just like him when he was a kid, that they were all these toys have been owned by a kid somewhere, right? So you think like each one of these has been on adventures and gone places. Whoops. You guys still see me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I did something. Hold on a second. I hit something, so I lost my computer screen. Hold on. So there we go. Okay, I'm back. I just want to make sure that I didn't like cut out. Okay. So, but like with each one of these guys, they were owned by a kid somewhere. Some kid played with these and took them on adventures and did
put them in their mouth.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's probably COVID all over them from like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. But anyway,
it was in the galaxy.
That's the old COVID.
So that's that. So here is my here is the re-release that came out a few years ago. He looks a little different, and you can see like on his back, he's got the little.
Now, have you ever done a repaint on any of these? Since you have so many, have you ever tried your hand?
But I've got a couple that. Well, I got a couple that are covered in crayon, melted crayon from kids and stuff. And then I think the one that I showed you was all burnt up and stuff. But this is a cool one. Right here. And this, if you heard me yell, "Oh crap!"
Cool.
It's because of this right here. I accidentally shot off the thing because this is a cool one here that I got.
It's the Predator.
Yeah, and this one has a real rocket firing
Force Ghost Boba Fett.
Yeah,
is that from your friend that made the KFC?
No, this was a different one that I got. This was I got before I met him, but this one has a firing mechanism. Now this one is the one my buddy made me. It's all white.
See it, but yeah.
It's not detailed. It's not glowing. It's not painted at all. It's just cast white and stuff. And then he did make this one for me right here, which is really cool. And this last one I'll show you here. But this one is the clear one. It's like a hologram one.
Yeah.
And what's cool is this does come out of the package. But see,
I love how you can take them out.
The arms don't move.
Yeah.
Or anything on this one. He can make them where they do, but he doesn't because he makes yak faces, and people were reselling the yak faces as original, and so that's why he started making them where the limbs don't move, because people were selling, and that one is like worth quite a bit. So.
What's the yak face?
It's a character. I believe he was in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Yep. He's
one of the ancillary background characters of the
Jabba's Palace. So.
Jabba's Palace. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'll look it up.
But
So without further ado, he looks like he's ready for. I think he's going to go 20 minutes. Let's change the clock to 20 minutes. Mad Max, who I guess
I do, Chubby.
I'm so happy.
Teddy Monster, Chubby Teddy Monster. I do have all of the Rebels. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I'm so happy. I got my first choice, Darth Maul. Yes, my first choice.
Is that your choice?
Yes, it's my absolute
it's your choice. All right, there you go.
There you go.
So let me go ahead and start you. Why is Darth Maul the most underrated character of these three characters?
Underrated?
No, I'm not underrated. What do I want to say?
This is a different show.
Yeah,
the Shaft.
Yeah, that's next week. No.
Don't check Instagram.
Wait, hold on a minute. That's not fair. He lost 20 seconds on that.
No, that's quite all right.
I don't think he's going to go quite as long as Nicotino.
Quite all right.
The Phantom Menace
3 minutes.
was. I'm going all Mike Zero. The Phantom Menace was a film. It was the first. It was the first in a. It was the first in a prequel trilogy. This is Darth Maul.
It was a film.
He has a double-sided lightsaber that he used. He's using
it hard,
right there.
Max. Go hard.
So it's called the Phantom. Here, I'll get right to the point.
I'll give you your visual.
The Phantom Menace.
Did I say fandom? Whatever. Yeah, they make it worse too. Yes, the Phantom Menace was the beginning of a so-called amazing new prequel trilogy. At the end of this trilogy, the creator himself, George Lucas, makes Darth Maul lamer because he had the high ground. And that's how he gets cut down. He had the high ground.
Not even the trilogy, the first movie.
The first movie. And then George mocks him at the end because he had the high ground. Everyone knows about the high ground. He got the high ground. And he gets split in half.
Well,
how
did he not hit him when he went over his hole? He wasn't like,
He
down there.
He takes out Qui-Gon. He has the high ground. He has the upper hand. He's barking like a dog with his double-sided lightsaber, and then he lets Obi-Wan jump over him. Jump over him! Not even... He jumps completely over him when he had the high ground. He falls down to shoot. And then, towards the end of the trilogy, Revenge of the Sith, they explain how ridiculous it is for you to lose if you have the high ground. He has a title of a film,
it's the same character. So Obi-Wan is Darth Maul, and that
he has the title of the first in the trilogy, and it has nothing to do with the other two.
Same character.
He has nothing to do with the other two. Phasma, I could say Phasma got her. She got an arc. She was in 2 movies. She met down with Fifth Finn. She had an epic battle and she lost. We never
I hate that picture.
we never got the promise of what could have been with Darth Maul.
Do it again. Do that picture. Like a massive underbite. Like a little toad.
Phasma's actually like OP. She's like a goat. Greatest of all time. She survives a planet explosion. Doesn't even have to explain why she's in the next film. It's amazing.
Best lightsabers ever. One of them.
Yeah, and Boba Fett. He gets his bounty.
Bob
Fett.
Bob O'Reilly.
Bob Fett
with his son Doug.
Gets his bounty. gets his bounty. He can even push Darth Vader around a little bit. Well, kind of
push him around.
Yeah, a little bit.
His
just
name
a little
is
bit.
Sebulba.
When am I getting my bounty so I could take it to Jabba? He's a G, you know. But we never got what we so much so that the fans corrected it. Oh, I can't talk about that. Damn it. So there's a Star Wars story. No, I can't talk about that. Forget that.
He killed a Jedi Master.
I just say screen time. Screen time. He was in the least amount of films.
Yeah, he was in one.
Yeah, he was in one.
Was in 3. Phasma was in 2.
Solo, he had. I can't talk.
Oh, damn!
Oh, get out of here!
Can't use that. Can you? He only had like the best cameo ever. Best cameo ever.
And do you know that it was supposed to be?
He didn't have a helmet.
And they changed it to Darth Maul.
That it was supposed to be who?
Vader. He was actually supposed to be the one on the hologram.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been dumb.
And they changed. There was a last minute change. Ron Howard actually wanted to really put in Darth Maul. And he didn't really have to fight for it, but he really impressed that he wanted to do that. So, yeah.
Did he even speak? He didn't even get to say anything.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He did.
Did he?
He had lines. He had lines.
I can't remember.
Was it Ray Park who did?
No,
it was Ray Park.
It was not Ray Park.
No, it was Ray Park.
It was
Ray Park with someone else's voice over him.
That was what's his face from the Clone Wars show. I forget his name, but he voiced Darth Maul.
Dave Filoni.
Ray
Park never voiced Darth Maul.
No, he never did. There was another guy that voiced him in episode 1, and they didn't even call that guy back.
I know, that sucks, man.
Yeah,
that sucks. I've been pissed.
So we never got to see the fulfillment of this amazing character.
The Phantom Menace.
Until things I can't mention. I mean, that's where my argument would be that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
that's
feel
all
like...
I got. Okay.
That's
No. Go ask your question. There's still time. Ask your question, Ryan.
Okay. Well, so you feel that Darth Maul was the least used, and that's the reason why he was.
And he was the title of a trilogy. What got people going? The fans. The Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace. That's whoa. What is this Phantom Menace?
He was not.
He had the high ground. Well, all right.
I'm sorry. Did I just pop like 20 years of your
well, okay.
He could have been.
He was a he was a phantom character. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
He was
okay, so we are at 3 minutes.
But he had one of the better fight. He had the best fight scene of those 3 characters.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what really turned.
Which I wonder.
I
wonder if we could actually find out. Like I could do it, or somebody else could do it. Like find out how much screen time each one of those characters had, because Darth Maul gets a lot of screen time at the end of that.
That would be actually something pretty interesting.
Let me see if I can find it here real quick.
Okay. So let me turn to the chat.
He took on 2 Jedi, and he killed one of them, and he almost killed the second one.
Yeah, I know, and that was, and he killed a Jedi Master.
Yeah,
he killed the Jedi Master and got killed by the Jedi apprentice.
So can I ask Ryan, who would have been your pick?
Darth Maul. Darth Maul's my pick.
Wait! You don't get a pick?
Oh yeah.
Why don't you get one?
Why don't I? I'm about to put 10 minutes up on the clock, baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's how we roll here. I let my guests talk, and then I tell you mine.
He's like, okay, guys, thanks a lot for coming on.
But but let's jump in the chat and see what people thought about Max's argument.
Yeah, help me out here.
Yeah. Here, so Cisco says, "What's good, fellas?"
We're all good.
Let's see.
Wow. I have
Darth
an answer
Maul is
for you
a
guys,
good.
By the way, I have an answer for you guys. By the way, whenever you're ready.
Darth Maul is a character that's vastly improved in the animated series. Oh, but we're not talking about.
You're cheating.
How was he treated?
It's not fair. It's not a fair because
it's not about fair and unfair.
Well,
it's
if
about
Phasma
just
did
an
get an
unjust.
animated series, then
No.
it's
It's just
I agree. I would love to do this again, where we actually talk about the attributes of these characters as a whole, and how everything that has happened to them in trilogy, out trilogy, over the entire saga, in the way that they were treated. To have that discussion, because I think that's what's in people's minds. That's what's in people's vernacular when they're thinking about how, if these guys were treated unfairly. And obviously it wasn't just me.
No,
I feel better now
because
it wasn't just me.
But the problem with that is, and this is, I think I've said this to you before, and I think I may have said this to Nicotina, or possibly Max, is that you would know a lot of lore. There's I don't really watch the Clone Wars. I don't really watch Rebels. I don't read Rebels. All the comic books and all the ancillary just different adventures and things like that these characters take. So if you have that knowledge, that gives you some sort of a different perspective on these characters.
But then the argument is to share that knowledge.
But the thing is that no, it's fine. But that really slices somebody in the legs or in the torso, as it were, for Darth Maul, in that you would know something that the other person doesn't know, and that's just it doesn't make for a great way of argument. You need to have a level playing ground in order to have a good back and forth dialogue. Because if you know more lore that is outside of the movies, then let's just say I'm going up against you, I'd be listening to you more than talking, because my talking points would be lessened by yours.
That's fair. I'll take that at face value, which just means actually that shows why I appreciate the Rise of Skywalker, and why
the last Skywalker,
the last. That just shows why I appreciate The Last Jedi more than Ryan does, because I know more about Star Wars. Thank you.
If you want to look at it like that, if you want to look at it, because I don't really consider those Star Wars. Those are Star Wars fan films.
All Star Wars, baby.
So they're on par with Star Wars theory.
It's a trap.
JJ and Ryan made their own fan films.
Whatever. Do you guys want to know the screen time of these guys?
Sure.
So who just off the top of your head? So Max, are you sticking with your prediction that Darth Maul has the least?
No.
Well, I'm not saying
that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong or you're right. I just would like to get you guys each one of your opinions of who, just based on having seen the films. Who would you say, just and let's keep it within, so not Boba Fett, within both trilogies, whatever, just the stuff that we're being held to. Ryan, who would you think has the least and who has the most screen time?
The least amount of screen time, possibly, I want to say Boba. And is that adding A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Well, I don't know if statistics you're looking at.
Well, that's what.
Ryan, you made the rules.
Phasma has the second least, and then Maul has the most screen time.
Okay. All right. What do you think, Nicotina?
Same thing. I think that Boba Fett has the least amount of screen time. And really, Darth Maul's screen time is all based on the end of
that fight,
the Phantom Menace. Yeah, the fight scene. This is a long fight scene.
What about you, Max?
Yeah, I think Boba Fett, and that's who I was gonna pick. Thanks a lot. But I actually think Phasma wasn't done as bad as people think. Darth Maul had a lot because of that long fight.
So here's some interesting things to take into consideration. Okay. Bail Organa in Star Wars has 7 minutes of screen time. Shimmy Skywalker has 9 minutes of screen time.
Shimmy, Cocoa Pop.
Yes. K2SO also coming in at 9 minutes of screen time. And those are just some baselines for you. Those are some baselines for you guys. Captain Phasma comes in at the least at 4 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Of screen time. 4 minutes. Dang.
Damn, they really did her wrong.
They did.
They did her dirty because they killed her twice.
Yes, 4 minutes of screen time. Now here's something else. So Jyn Erso obviously was the star, but she had 36 minutes of screen time. To kind of show you comparison.
Wait, but they're combining young Boba.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Here we
No,
go. Young Boba.
Hold on. Jango Fett with 5 minutes. Jango Fett. 5 minutes. Yep. Now here's the thing.
That's it?
Jango Fett, 5 minutes of screen time. Boba Fett. 5 minutes of screen time total.
I feel like we're talking about the DC fandom panels right now.
Darth Maul coming in at 6 minutes of screen time. So they go Darth Maul, Boba Fett, Captain Phasma.
Yep. Okay. So, well, there you have it. All right. So let me see. Do we have anybody else saying anything about?
Do you know who has the most screen time?
Luke Skywalker.
Nope. I mean, if you consider Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, he does. But otherwise, then it's Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Han Solo, Leia, R2, 3PO, and then way down the list there, I mean, after 3PO is Rey. So the star of the sequels actually has less than C-3PO. In all.
Well, that's because 3PO's in all 9 films.
I guess out of this list, which is quite exhaustive, actually, of a lot of different people, Ton Wee has only 3 minutes of screen time. There's a lot actually here. So Boss Nass, Bib Fortuna, Admiral Piet, Zam Wesell, Sio Bibble, Lieutenant and Ton Wee all have 3.
I've seen some of the Clone Wars. I saw the animated, the 2D Clone Wars series that they had. There's with Grievous and I forgot the other guy's name, the big dude with the Mandalorian shielded. It's a one syllable name.
Hold on a second. I take back. Rey actually has more than 3. They didn't have these listed the way I thought they did. Rey has 73 minutes of screen time. 3PO has 61. R2 has 57. So Rey has as much as Leia in all of her movies.
Wow.
This includes all of the movies too, by the way.
But Rey was the main character in the sequel trilogy, so she got the most screen time because she was the one they were trying to develop the most. Her and Kylo Ren.
But when you think that Luke in all the movies got 129 minutes of screen time, and she got 73. Yoda gets 40. Darth Sidious has 43. Padme got 72. So Padme is right up there with Rey.
Yeah.
That's interesting. This is really interesting. I've never actually thought about this before. I mean, Admiral Akbar only gets 3 minutes of screen time.
That's a trap.
Yep. It's a trap. It's a trap. Mon Mothma gets 3 minutes. So like
whatever happened to her? She
Owen Lars
disappeared.
Yeah, Owen Lars gets more than
Rey.
Than Rey. Not than Rey. No, I'm sorry. Than Admiral Akbar. He gets more than Admiral Akbar. I mean, Watto gets 6 minutes.
So
it's
don't get me wrong.
This is
the Bulma always the wins.
Blue is the boy. Red is mother. Yes. So
all right. So here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mine.
All right.
Here we have it.
Like you're some
Where
kind
is
of Jedi.
Boba Fett? Where? Okay, yeah.
Mind the tricks, don't be working on me. Only money.
No, they won't.
They should never have called Anakin Annie.
Wait. I
like that.
Oh, he did that.
Hold on.
It was like right off the bat.
I agree with
Yeah.
that.
Oh, hello, Annie.
Yes. And Darth Vader should never say, "Wee! Let's try spinning. That's a good move."
What?
All right, hold on. Ryan's talking.
Yeah. He's a kid, though. He's a kid.
That's a good trick.
That's a good trick.
Let's try that.
So, all right, Enosh, I have to tell you this one time.
I don't want this stunted slime in my sight again.
Ooh.
All right, so I chose
two of them.
Yeah, now the two of them.
Stunted slime. Yes, yum. Goes down good.
I chose Darth Maul So here we go. Smash that like button if you haven't done already.
You won't do better than me, I guarantee it.
Won't do better. Won't do better. So here we go.
I forgot your argument.
All right, so I believe that Darth Maul got the short end of the stick for his respective trilogy, the prequels, basically because he was definitely built up in the movie, or even before the movie even got released. I mean, look at this poster right here. It's got Darth Maul is the biggest face you see. He's the overarching threat to this whole story that they have going on. And what happened to him?
Called marketing.
Yeah, it's called marketing. They gave him the shaft.
Look at that.
He showed it, and then he showed it on Instagram.
That's what he was riding on. And they were like, sit on that. You look really cool. So, I mean, as soon as he comes into the movie, just you know, it's just like, oh, damn.
Sound effects
you
and
know?
shit.
I was like, oh my God, this dude he's gonna destroy. I mean, if you remember the trailers, you were like, oh good Lord, this guy is gonna maim. He is going to kill. He is going to destroy.
I do like how Ryan knew the parameters and was like set up and ready to go with everything.
I know.
For a week.
Hey, this is what y'all been waiting for.
You're like handicapped.
So
I'm just like, this is Enosh when I'm talking right now.
We win, right?
Like what?
No,
ahead,
this is Enosh.
So basically, he was built up from the time that you saw him come out of his awesome ship. I mean, that was an awesome looking ship that you only saw in that one scene.
You know what sucks about this, Ryan? You know what sucks about this, Ryan? Is that ship is built in a certain way that, like, by the time that the original trilogy shows up, hold on, Nicotina. By the time the original trilogy shows up, they still have like those rings around the ships and stuff that look like TIE fighters.
The difference is, if I were to show you a silhouette of this ship with the wings out, if I were to show you a silhouette of that, then it wouldn't be the same as looking at this, saying, "Hey, check out this one." Now check out this one.
No,
which is which?
Like this one.
Don't know which is which. Look at this. Which one is the original trilogy? Which one is the sequel trilogy? Can't tell. You have to really look at it.
That's so a TIE bomber. No, it's not.
That's Vader's ship. It would look like that.
Vader's.
So anyway, back to the discussion because you're wasting my time. And I was friends with Paul. So I'm going to have
all the time in the world.
I'm going to ask you to zip it.
You can mute
him. Darth Maul, yes. So from the minute that you see his presence on screen, you're like, yes, this guy is he's just gonna take it over, right? He's not gonna die, and he's even like, I'm not gonna die. And so he meets up with Qui-Gon in the stand. And he's
that was a great fight right there.
That was a great little fight. You know, it was awesome. I'm not gonna get down. Drop down to the ground.
I can drop.
Yeah. And so you're like, wow, this character is a definite threat, right? And you don't really get the sense from Boba Fett, that he performs these sort of maneuvers. The only thing he does is walk around. He shoots at Luke at various points in Bespin. That's kind of it. That's all he does. That's the most action that you get out of this guy, other than when he, jumps in on the skiff and he's battling, Luke, and Luke, makes him, makes it easy work of him. He's just like he's no contest to Luke, and then Han Solo accidentally hits his ass and he falls down and dies. Same thing with Phasma. Phasma doesn't get a whole lot of action, and she's fighting basically just a trainee soldier, for a janitor, as we find out, and she gets bested by the janitor. So you've got Boba Fett getting bested by an accident, and you've got Phasma being bested by a trainee, which you can kind of make the same or similar argument for Obi-Wan. He is a Padawan. He's not a Jedi Knight yet. He's a Padawan, and he does best him. With the high ground maneuver, so he gets cut in half, and that's where George wanted to end him. He wanted to kill him, so he's dead. People bring him back. That's fine. Whatever. We're not talking about that. We're talking about
George. Wasn't George part of the Clone Wars though?
He did. He brought Filoni in. Same thing with he wanted to kill.
But George was a direct part of the Clone Wars.
Doesn't matter.
It has been noted.
I'm just saying you said that people have done it.
He killed Darth Maul. He even stated that. He stated that Darth Maul is dead.
In what movie was that?
That was in The Phantom Menace. He died.
He stated he's dead.
He stated, no. George Lucas himself stated that character is dead.
George Lucas was in the movie.
No. Then after, what you call it? He even stated that Boba Fett was dead, and he was like, "No, we're not." So he definitely made those 2 points where he didn't, and George didn't kill Phasma, so we can't blame him for Phasma's death. We can blame JJ and Ryan for Phasma's death, for mistreating that character, which I thought she was an awesome looking character when she came out in that trailer and she looked like this. I was like, holy crap, dude, we're going to see a lot from this character. I thought what would have been a better sequence for her was to not have her confront Finn until the third act, the third movie, is to have her go around the galaxy and seek out the resistance and show us how badass she actually was. We didn't get that. Instead, they had to write a Phasma book to let you know how badass she was. But again, we're not talking about the books because we're only talking about what's on screen, and what's on screen is subpar. But she did not get the treatment that Darth Maul got. He got built up and then bested at the end. Darth Maul's character was actually supposed to go through episode 1. It was actually supposed to be Benicio del Toro was supposed to play the role of Darth Maul, but then George Lucas and Nick Gillard said, "Hey, this Ray Park guy is really awesome. Let's change the character of Darth Maul. Let's make him a badass as far as like a physical threat." And yes, it would have been awesome to have seen Darth Maul continue on instead of having Anakin, go up against a barely moving Christopher Lee. I love Christopher Lee, but he would have had to step up his game if he was to fight a Darth Maul in episode 2 or even episode 3 to take his position next to Palpatine. So it would have been. I think it would have served Darth Maul even better, but Ray Park he was not a trained actor at that time. He was just a stunt performer, so they only used him as such. So they didn't want to cultivate and create that because he was not behind a mask. He had makeup on, so it was a little bit different dynamic. If they'd put Darth Maul into a mask, kind of like how they did with Kylo, kind of like how they did with Vader. Then I think that they would have continued with that character and just had a voice actor come in like they did. I forget the voice actor's name, but he came in and he did a great job as voicing Darth Maul. Sam Witwer also does his own work, and he does a good job as well. But I really like the voice actor for episode 1, and I guess in that situation. 2 actors got the shaft because I believe didn't Jeremy Bulloch voice Boba Fett in the original? Do you guys know? Okay, I didn't know. But I know Gwendolyn Christie voiced.
No, I don't think it was Jeremy Bulloch. No,
it wasn't. Okay, because I'm not talking about of course tomorrow morning coming back in and voicing later. But I thought it was him. But if it's not him, that's fine. But we do know that Gwendolyn Christie voices her own character. And she never took the mask off. We only saw her eyeball, and that's kind of it.
His name was Jason Wingreen.
Jason Wingreen is the one that voiced Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't Jeremy Bulloch. So again, same sort of setup then for Darth Maul. And also for Darth Vader because James Earl Jones voiced his character. So I think that Darth Maul got the worst of it because he got bested by a Padawan. And that was it. Nothing more. Nothing. You saw him fall out. It was sort of that moment, where I think that was the only moment. And Darth Maul was almost the best thing of episode 1 anyway. He was the most engaging. Yeah. Every time he was on screen, everybody was just sort of in awe and wondering what is this guy going to do, or what is it? He looked more like an animal when they were in that corridor and he was sort of on the other side of that red beam that separated Qui-Gon and Maul, or even Obi-Wan and Maul. He was sort of just kind of casing the joint, kind of like a lion, just ready to attack. So that's why I believe that that not just Ray Park, but also, Darth Maul, the character itself in that film just totally got mishandled. It could have been so much better. That's my time.
Time.
We win.
So let's hear from the chat. Hopefully
We
oh
win.
my goodness.
Yeah, he picked ball. I picked ball.
From this
Yeah, we win. Good going, Ryan. We win.
I am awful,
man.
Let's hear from the chat. I was like,
Aquaman
20 some odd responses. I was like, God dang it. All right, let's see.
Holy gosh.
Was Maul Finn of the prequel trilogy? I don't know. Was there any comedic? Did he fall off a bed in his own liquids? I didn't see that part. Let's see.
Finn wins.
Ray!
Yeah, he didn't yell Ray in 2 different movies.
Ray!
He was just played by Ray.
He was played by Ray. Definitely. Let's see. Anyone?
Chico.
The Genndy Tarkovsky? Who is that?
Genndy Tarkovsky. He's the one who wrote the original Clone Wars TV show. The segments that came out, which is actually amazing and awesome in every way. 2 hours of great Star Wars content.
Jack, right?
Yep. He created Samurai Jack.
Oh, that was that one. Yeah. Okay.
Those are awesome and tell the story right up to Revenge of the Sith and are awesome.
I think we're after.
Yeah, it's a cool series. I saw that.
First season. Okay, so we're still talking about that.
Oh, because it's an important thing there, Zeever.
Wait. No, never in a movie. Yes, he was. He was.
Well, look at my next statement.
Oh.
I take that back.
All right.
Now look at the next one. Now look at the next one. Thank you.
He never spoke.
Okay. Got you.
Oh, look at the next one.
He never said that. Yes, he did.
His character never said in a movie that Maul was dead. Your own rules are against you. You cannot use what Lucas said. You cannot use what Lucas said about it. Otherwise, we can use everything that was said outside of the movies. You cannot use the fact that you think Lucas said that he was dead because Lucas had a direct part in bringing him back. He never said that Fett was dead in the movie. Nobody says Boba Fett is dead. Nobody says that.
In the movies. Okay.
No,
You're talking about other characters.
You got to live by your own rules there, buddy. You cannot use that.
You're disqualified. You've been disqualified because you cheated.
They all died.
And you used it as your argument. You never said, I can't say. You used it as your direct argument.
Yeah.
I'll switch sides and still say you used it as.
I could wear them.
10 minutes was up an hour ago, Enosh.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making a point.
X-Men and fanboys. Okay.
Yeah,
Plasma. Another wasted character on screen.
Plasma.
Is that a joke? Because that's a really good joke. If that's a joke, another wasted character on screen, on plasma screens.
That is.
Yeah. You were the only one aware of the premise there. And you still failed. And you still failed. You still failed. You still failed.
Lucas is apparently. Hold on. This is a troll. Where are my mods?
I've got to. Just saying, Lucas was actually part of it. So can we say that Lucas wanted him dead if he was the one who brought him back?
I'm a mod.
I mean, I got an action figure that Lucas is responsible here for that I just showed with mechanical legs.
But he didn't have talks about bringing Maul back until after Episode 3 was completed.
Why does it matter? He still was part of it. It's Lucas. If Lucas had done the sequel trilogy, it would all of that would have counted.
Just like killing Han in the first film of the sequels was a mistake. No, I'm so glad that they got rid of Han. I'm so tired of freaking Harrison. Since Episode 6.
I know, but it would have been nice to see him in at least one more film. In my opinion,
you lost your fervor because you're not the star of this film. You're the star of Indiana Jones.
To defend George Lucas.
I'm not looking at that angle. I'm not looking at it from that angle.
To defend George Lucas
from a character.
Lucas was unhappy that people latched onto. Yes, he was, and that's actually the most truest statement that the Poindexter Lounge has made tonight. Also
in defense of Lucas, when it comes to Maul being killed, George Lucas's whole point that he just didn't communicate very well was the point that he wanted Sith Lords to be dropping like flies to be able to get to Anakin.
Okay. Okay. Bob A. Fett. Bob A. Fett.
Boba Fett.
Let's see. Poined. He'll be dead. He'll be dead.
He'll be dead.
I'll see you in hell.
Meaning that both Finn and Maul were marketed as much bigger parts than they actually were portrayed on screen. Yeah. I mean, that's.
But I think that's the whole premise.
But
of
we
this
can't
whole
go. But hold on.
argument.
But we can't go by marketing. You actually used a poster with Darth Maul on it to say that Darth Maul was bigger than everybody else, and used the marketing, which was told I could not use the marketing of Boba Fett in the holiday special as an upcoming character, and I was told I could not use Boba Fett as a character as the action figure. That none of that could be used.
Factuals.
Yes, they are.
And
so
Mason
how can
Maul,
you use marketing and George Lucas statements and all this other stuff in yours? So you lose.
They said, "Oh, well, yeah, he did, but yeah, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it back, Dan. Boom, done. You just got curated."
And said by a character that wasn't there. Never was there. A character was not there.
Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station.
Hey, Ryan, somebody's phone's ringing. I think it's to tell you that you lost.
Yeah, you lost. You've been disqualified, man.
You've been disqualified by your own rules, dude. Your own rules. Only now. Hold on.
What's he doing?
Hold on.
Oh, he's sitting on it.
I am.
I am.
Look. I just have to say this.
I don't care if you win. I need Kylo Ren to lose.
Only now. Only now.
When does the chat decide that I won?
Only now at the end do you understand that your own rules could be used against you, and that you could not abide by your own rules, ZEEVERFETT.
All right, so who won?
Out of all four of the arguments, we'll leave this to the chat. Whose argument was the most compelling?
You guys are great,
and,
chat. I'm
let
happy you're all here.
Have a couple minutes to answer, and or come up with something funny if they can. That one, I'm gonna put that guy out. Block user.
Can I spam the
block user?
Block user. I got put in timeout.
That's not how the Force works.
Let's see. I'm gonna give him a little bit more time. Let's see. Bat Dan is on a different wavelength. So
yeah, he's on a different show right now.
But I'll read it because it's Bat Dan. Actually, Obi-Wan also says Maul is dead after he slices him in half.
Oh, read the rest.
The camera. It says Maul is dead.
Boy, I really killed him, didn't I? I'm glad he's dead. I'm not going to check or anything. Boy, he's dead as it gets.
Maul is dead. But you know what? I don't think that
yes, Jarbo for
argument.
the win. You think I made an argument?
Oh, really? You argue over the fact that Ryan has crappy rules for the this game, and it was a point that
no.
He handicapped us, and it wasn't
hold on. Can I just point?
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
Can I point out a couple things? Can I just point out two things, and I'll be done. One, I didn't need my full time to do it because I used half my time to complain about the rules, and I used the rest of my time to point it out. And then I'd also like you to take a look at the comments because I'm the only one who didn't vote for myself, even though I voted for myself, who has votes. So there you go.
I cannot teach him. The boy has no patience.
I blocked everyone else, so I won. And then
I won. I won this. My kid said I won.
Has anyone come
Your
up
kid
with
touches the camera
or Nicotina?
Like, ah!
I'm seeing a lot of Enosh.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Enosh here.
He just thought who talks the most.
He talks.
I had to have a timer because
somebody went last. Hey, if I went last, I bet you I would have won. It's attention span.
If I would have went before Enosh, I would have won. And I win anyway because of Ryan.
So this is what I have to say to Lord Enosh.
This episode sucks.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
You do not realize I don't need your approval. I have my own counsel that I will keep on who is to be trained.
See, I got
and who is to be in charge.
There you go. There you go. You got somebody.
No one voted for me except me. That's the
Exactly. Phobic. Whoever wins will lose.
No one voted for me. Thanks a lot, guys.
Whoever wins, we lose.
Well, that will do it for this round of Star Wars Wars.
I came. I saw.
I'm gonna have to work with Enosh on this next round for episode 3, because apparently my rules aren't as good as or up to his standard.
Yeah. No, you just gotta abide by your own rules, dude. That's all I'm saying. You can't drop them 2 hours before the show. That's all I'm saying.
It was like heavily thrown together. I mean, the first Star Wars Wars, you were like all excited for it. ACS had the rules ahead of time. You guys were like, fire ready to go.
Ryan, your rules are fine, Ryan. Your rules are fine, but you can't drop them 2 hours before, and you got to abide by your own rules. You can't tell us. So I'm fine. I love you still. I love you as much as I loved you yesterday. So just so you know. So there you go.
All right. So I want to tell everybody in the chat, thank you very much for watching us. I hope you had a great time listening to our.
I'll vote for Max. Max, I
want
to
thank Nick and Tina for coming on here.
Yours. I took yours.
I know you got to stream in a couple hours, right?
Yeah, at
6:30,
9:30 Eastern.
He's got a great guest today. Max, are you having a stream tonight?
I don't know.
All right, that means yes.
Maybe.
Mad Max, he'll drop a link with us and won't tell us what it's about.
Exactly, because God knows what it could be about. It could be about anything.
People pop their ear and they just look around. What the hell is going on?
About how I lost on the ZEEVERFETT channel.
And Poindexter Lounge. Do you have a stream later?
You know what? I'm gonna actually do I may do a call-in show tonight. So there you go.
Okay.
Probably probably about 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time.
Standard Time.
Well, as we close out, I'm going to leave you with this last clip, and we do this on every show, even though this is the second.
Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly.
Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows it?